What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Houston Productions video. I'm your host Lucas to answer that simple question for you yet again. Is this TV show or movie worth the watch? In this video, we're breaking down none other than Olivia Wilde's directed Don't Worry Darling. So before we jump right into what exactly I have to say, or what I think about Don't Worry Darling, usual stipulations occur just like normal, guys. This is an opinion video. This is not, telling you that you should or should not go see this movie. This is actually just my viewpoints and some things that I noticed and things that I liked or things that I didn't like. No, I will not be spoiling anything. I will not be pointing out a little Easter egg type things. But, like I said, maybe some of the stuff I talk about may be coming from the trailer, but other than that, this plot will not be ruined for you. So don't fret, guys, this is not a spoiler video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So, what is Don't Worry Darling? Like I previously mentioned, this movie is directed by Olivia Wilde. She also acts in it alongside Florence Pugh as our lead. And then we also have a couple of interesting performances. Most notably, if you have not caught the festival drama, it was the relationship between the male lead of the movie, which is Harry Styles, and the director Olivia Wilde, which did cause a little bit of a rift between her and the female lead, Florence Pugh. And this has probably been one of the most talked about movies leading up to its debut, and so I kind of wanted to let the discourse kind of settle before I brought this movie to you. And I gotta say, there's a lot to like, and there's a lot not to like. I will say Olivia Wilde has actually increased her directing game, but before we get any further, let's go ahead and just talk about the synopsis and that quick plot about what Don't Worry Darling is about. Don't Worry Darling follows a 1950s housewife and her husband who moved into this utopian society where things seem to be great. It is an experimental type society, but things start to occur to our main character. We start to notice that Florence has started to pick up on the cracks, and if I could relate this to something simply for you, think Westworld. Think Dolores in that first season of Westworld. How she's starting to notice how things aren't quite what they seem. There's a little bit something extra going on. After seeing this, I even had the ideas this is quite a lot like The Matrix. Take one pill, I'll show you how far down the rabbit hole actually goes, and then take the other pill if you just want to wake up in your bed and ignore all the stuff around you that appears to be going wrong. Now, like I said, I think Olivia Wilde has actually shown again, coming back off of her last directorial debut, which was Booksmart, I think that she's showing that she's a very capable director with some interesting stylistic choices, and that she's going to have a really bright future. Now, everything that happened on the set has just been conjecture. We've heard, from Shia LaBeouf getting fired / quitting, to Florence Pugh getting into verbal arguments and not actually promoting the film, to Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde disappearing for long stretches of time while on set. Now, there's a lot that's been going on, but I will say the movie itself is worth the watch if you can kind of get through some of the muddy waters that there are. Now, touching on the acting portion, it's got some great actors in it. Florence Pugh absolutely kills it. Chris Pine, who comes around in the later half of the movie, is exceptional as always. Olivia Wilde seemed a little bit forced, and the big one that I know a lot of people are interested in is how did Harry Styles do in one of his first leading type acting roles, and I gotta say, it wasn't bad. Was it good? Not by any means. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement, but he has actually said in interviews that he really doesn't know what he's doing as an actor at this point, but he does have a natural charisma about him, and if you are a Harry Styles fan or want to see how he has the ability to literally steal the show for most scenes that he's in, he's pretty good for his first big leading role. Now, I don't anticipate him to get an Oscar nod or anything like that, but there is someone who I think might be able to sneak their way into the Oscar conversation, and that is Florence Pugh. She is absolutely amazing in this, and she is showing, yet again, her choice in roles, her artistic and acting style is pretty hard to beat right now. I put her on par with Ana de Armas as, one of the best up-and-coming actresses that we have. I say up-and-coming like they're not already successful. But you haven't seen or heard about them, and you're starting to more and more, and for a good reason. I think that it's quite interesting of a selection for her to take on this role, and even with all the drama and her not promoting this movie, it still seems like that she was able to put her best foot forward and produce a very good performance. Now, putting back, talking back to the movie itself, I think that this movie is interesting, but it is nothing new. There's nothing in this movie that's going to shock you. I'm not going to touch on a lot of the plot points because the twist in this thriller is one of the big points of the movie. So like I mentioned, I will not be ruining it for you, but I will say some of it does feel a little forced at times. It did seem like some of the symbolism, instead of it kind of washing over you, was kind of shoved down your throat to a certain extent at certain points, and it's okay. There are some things that do give you a little bit of that unsettling nature, like a good thriller kind of does. I think how Black Swan every once in a while would have those sequences where it kind of gets you onto the edge of your seat. It has a couple of those, but I do feel like other times it does forcing that just a touch. But it's interesting. It's a good movie. I would definitely recommend it. I think that Olivia Wilde, like I said, is going to continue to show her prowess as a director and keep making better and better works. Florence Pugh is always going to be Florence Pugh and just steal the show. Harry Styles, with a little bit of touching up on his acting ability, may be someone to keep an eye on. Chris Pine is it's Captain Kirk. It's Chris Pine. He is always good at what he does whenever he fully commits. And I just have to say, guys, if you've ever thought about the metaverse, anything like that, it's an interesting movie. There's the twist in this movie is good enough for you to not see it coming, but I don't think that it actually lives up to its potential. I feel like that's where it kind of lets it down, is in that final reveal of that twist. I think it kind of fumbles, the ending right before the end zone. But besides that, guys, this is a good ride of a movie. It is well worth the price of admission. And if anything, please just go support the actors, the artists, the productions, and the crew. It is so hard to get anything done in this industry, and the miracle that it actually made it to screens is amazing. And don't acknowledge all the reviews. If you want to experience this completely blind going in, you'll have a good time. Like I've said, guys, I think that this movie is well worth the watch. And with that being said, that is going to wrap up this video. I can't thank you enough for tuning in and watching yet another Houston Productions video. If you want to see more comments, or if you want to see more content, leave a comment down below. Go ahead and like this video as well. Give it a share. Everything will help the channel grow, and this channel has been on an upswing lately, and I can't thank you enough. So go ahead and drop a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Share this with someone you love who might actually find this video interesting or is interested in the movie Don't Worry, Darling. Until next time, guys, happy watching. My name's Lucas, and I'll see you in the next one.